All right, it's time with Hero Talk with GMPC Ed, and that is me. And so far, we don't have anyone in chat, but hopefully soon enough. This is the first stream of this chat, so hopefully we'll get some people on. We can chat about our tabletop RPGs and related, such as inspirations, such as book, movies, whatnot, and general Q&A. As long as within those realms, we're good to go. Let me introduce myself. I am Edward Fleming. I live in Spokane, Washington, and I've been playing the Hero system since first published back in '81. I got it while I was in my hometown of Libby, Montana. And then I came to Spokane, and a friend of mine told me to get it for the campaign he was running for Champions, which is all it was back then. And been playing ever since. I've been playing role-playing games since '79 with the granddaddy, the 800 Girl in the Room, the AD&D First Edition. I didn't play the original white box set, as a lot of people tout a lot of times. I never have played that edition. I did play the BX and the BEMCI edition, and I did play Immortals at one time, which was pretty fun. I was a little surprised it didn't put that in the encyclopedia. So anyways, I have a pretty full collection, far from complete. I don't have any third-party stuff. Well, let me rephrase that. I have just a few of the third-party materials. But I don't do the pen and paper so much anymore as I do online gaming on Roll20. And soon we'll have a streaming what's called Shattered Moon, which is a post-apocalyptic Hero system-based game. And we'll see how it goes. See that there are a few people that have seen the first intro of the chat here, which I started a little early just to make sure everything was running correctly. And like I said, we'll see what happens in the next hour when we get more people involved. I did put a couple postings in Facebook, so hopefully we'll get some response on that. Just checking a few notifications here. I'm not ignoring you if you have come on. Anyways, as you can see behind me, it's just a few of the gaming books I do have. So you can see I play or have played several different games over the years, but it's been mostly focused on the Euro system and 6th edition. One of the YouTube creators that I watch on a regular basis, WebDM, I saw one talking about older editions in D&D. I kind of feel the same with Hero as he does for that, and that is that just because there's a newer edition doesn't mean that it's better, makes the others obsolete. Just improvements on the game, and not necessarily for everyone, similar to the D&D editions. I kind of had to laugh a little bit because I'm on a Facebook group which deals with dead games, and kind of had a back and forth with a gentleman who was saying that Champions was a dead game, and I'm kind of like, not really, because people still play that I'm aware of, 4th, 5th, and 6th edition. Not so much 3rd and before, although there's Champions now, and there's people that play that, I've found out. So I kind of include that in the mix. But as far as 1st or 2nd edition, not so much. And I don't really consider it a dead game just because you're playing an older edition doesn't make it that it's a dead game that's no longer supported. I disagree in that, and that is because, like D&D, in the most part, Hero System does relate with that it takes very little conversion or very little effort on a GM or player to convert something from one edition to another, back and forth. There's a little tweaking here and there. And I do like when people go like, oh, you can't do Find Weakness anymore in 6th edition. I disagree. If a GM so wants, they can incorporate Find Weakness. I have in my own way. Different cost and everything, but I do it differently. If someone wants Find Weakness, I just have someone put armor piercing requires a roll. And if they want an unskill roll, they can. And to a power, and they can go, okay, I have Find Weakness, let's say with strength, let's say they're a brick. Find Weakness with naked advantage armor piercing on strength, and they have a roll involved, either an activation roll or a skill roll to do it. Right now, I've been doing these videos, trying to bring a little bit more attention to the game, and also to share in the community, to bring more of the community involved, not just on Facebook, but other platforms as well. Yeah, let's see. Currently, I'm doing some The Boys, the Amazon series, write-ups for Champions. I was kind of hesitant at first because it felt like there wasn't very many fans of The Boys on the unofficial Hero System fan Facebook page. But I was mistaken. There was at least a few, maybe like a handful, which I think is more than enough, in my opinion, to consider that part of the a handful is more than enough for me to say, oh, there's an interest. So I have been doing that, and like I said, I've been prepping for this post-apocalyptic hero campaign of Shattered Moon, which will be starting shortly, and so forth. Let's see here. Man, feels like a long 10 minutes now because I'm just talking to myself right now. Let's see. No one else has joined us as of yet on the live feed. Then I can see. I'm going to check something else here because I could be missing someone. Let me just check YouTube and check the feed there and see what's going on. I'm sure I'm doing this correctly. Like I said, this is my first time. Okay, and it looks like I am live. Let's see if I'm doing audio. Okay, there is audio there. So
Looks like
okay, don't want to get an echo here. So hopefully, as you can see behind me, I also have a lot of the older stuff of the Heroes Champion system. I converted most of it into 6th edition already. Also, I noticed someone else has done the same and shifted on to Drive-Thru RPG. So if you want any older material that's been converted already, go ahead and head over there and plug down $2-3 and get some converted material. Like I said, it's very easy to convert back and forth, so you don't really need to do a conversion if you really want to. Let's get me hydrate for a second. And I did do a conversion document for D&D 5th edition races for Fantasy Hero. For those who want to do that, because it's a little bit of a difference there as far as the 5th edition D&D is concerned as compared to the current Fantasy Hero. Also, I'd like to hear your takes on regarding negative, not characteristics, but penalties on characteristics on as far as making races, because 5th edition has eliminated that. D&D should Fantasy Hero follow suit or do their own thing. So I have also converted some magic items as well into 6th edition Fantasy Hero from D&D and previous editions of Fantasy Hero, as most people have, I'm sure. And so let's see if we can get people together here and make this a larger community for everyone here, and kind of exchange of ideas, and that's what this Q&A discussion chat is all about. If you're watching this later, be sure to leave a comment and a like and subscribe to get additional materials, not just for the chat, but for other subjects we'll be covering in the near future. Currently I'm working on a discussion about sanity or insanity, depending on your point of view, and incorporating that into Hero System. There's always been a debate regarding sanity and how that works in a hero, horror hero type game. Although they did print Horror Hero back in 4th edition, which I have. It goes into it a little bit, but I personally don't like using the presence system that they introduced in that. I figure it should be some kind of separate characteristic, like sanity, similar to Call of Cthulhu, and sanity defense. But I'm doing additional digging too as well, as far as using, like, in the 6th edition, there's a fear spell, and that's done through a presence string. So I'm doing a little bit of extra research on that one, and hopefully I can get that out to you guys next week. If not, I'm going to have something else done. I don't know what quite yet. I'm open to ideas. If you want to leave a comment, that'd be great on this video. like I said, I really enjoy the hero system. I do have some pretty good debates with people on the Facebook page because everybody thinks differently. Everybody has a different type of build as far as hero system is concerned. And regarding the Shattered Moon, it's kind of a cross of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Elder Strangeness from Palladium, and excuse me, and Thundar the Barbarian, the cartoon series, and it should be a pretty fun scenario. We got one player involved. He's going to play a mantis human. Well, he's playing a human-sized mantis, basically. That's intelligent, of course, and we'll see how that works out. He doesn't like it that I call him Zorak right now, but I have no other thing to compare it to. Hello, Azure Tiger, and welcome to the Hero Talk with GMPC Ed. Don't hesitate to join us here. Well, I prefer a sandbox fantasy setting. I wouldn't impose hard penalties on race background packages. But I can see how it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just thought it was interesting. That was one of the first things that really caught my eye with 5th edition D&D when it came out, was that there was no penalties. And then they changed their mind when they introduced half-orcs, which I went, okay. So, but welcome and welcome to the channel. And if you have any thing you want to talk about, input, or questions, just don't hesitate to put it in the chat there, and we'll definitely talk about it here. I've been pretty much introducing myself and things I've been working on lately as far as the hero system is concerned, but everything's fair game as long as it deals with tabletop RPGs. And I'm still working out my trying not to be so monotone and being a little bit more up and excited in my videos. It's been kind of a rough go at the start, but I hear that's pretty typical. But I do like doing Fantasy Hero as written in the book. But I made that document not too long ago regarding 5th edition, because there are people that I saw on the Facebook page talking about doing 5th edition for Fantasy Hero, which realistically, if you want to play 5th edition, play 5th edition D&D. I mean, if you like the mechanics for 6th edition or Hero system, great. That's kind of what I look at it. I have incorporated a lot of D&D in my games, but mostly pre 5th edition, mostly 2nd edition, to be honest with everyone. Let's see. As far as superhero games, I know it's all most hero systems been a superhero game from the start with Champions. I usually, when I do run superhero games, I don't use the standard Champions universe background. I usually tend to do Marvel, usually mutants, the X-Men, usually an X-Men-like mash with Champions. Instead of the Sentinels, I have Genocide and Genocide robots, which are kind of like the analog to the Sentinels. mutant hunting and that type of thing. But I really enjoy using the hero system for about anything I want. I don't need to have to buy a whole new set of books just because I want to do a different genre. I do like GURPS. GURPS is a good generic system, but for powers and such, I think they detail their powers a little much. So it's like you don't have like an energy blast. You have a frost bolt or a frost jet or that type of thing, and you have fire jet and fire bolt. They're done differently, and it's got a different mechanic. Instead of having to just buy a blast and you just define it, and you had your advantage to it if you want to make it like a bunch of shards of ice instead of making a blast, making a killing attack, and then you can have a super sharp ice and it doesn't do as much damage, but it has armor piercing and for your second slot of your multi-power or whatever. It's a lot more easier to do builds that way. So I'm going down a list. The same with Marvel. I love Marvel. Marvel's a really super simple system, and I like it. But the same problem. The powers are just too clearly defined. I admit their power book is a lot smaller than the powers for champions, but it's far more customizable, and you know what you're wanting to do with them instead of having to rely on a predefined set that you have to find under individual listing. And we left. Okay. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to probably end up calling it because it's been a half hour and I have one participant, and check again here. We only have the one person. The one person here the entire time for 30 minutes. I was going to go for an hour, but talking to myself for an hour just seems a little ridiculous after giving some time to start up. I think I gave a pretty good introduction to myself and what I know. And we're going to try this again next week. And let's increase this community and all be a hero. So go out there, be a hero. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That all pumps up the metrics and gets these videos on a better rotation on YouTube, so more people can get into it, and so we can get some more of a community and get maybe some new players involved and new GMs. Thank you for watching.